friends, welcome to the Point. In today's session, we'll be discussing about a topic called Education from an India Yearbook. So we all know that education plays an important role in human resource development. So it also plays a significant and remedial role in balancing the socio-economic fabric of our country. The citizens of India, they are the most valuable resources. About 1.35 billion strong nation needs the nurture and care in the form of basic education to achieve a better quality of life. So this better quality of life can be achieved by building a strong foundation in the education of children. So good quality education, it is a foundation of new discoveries, new knowledge, innovation and entrepreneurship that trigger the growth and prosperity of individual as well as the country. So for this purpose, we need to make our curriculum a pedagogy relevant to the needs of our society and economy and nurture the qualities of problem solving and creative thinking, learning by doing, greater engagement with the life context and confident self-expression from an young age itself. So currently the Ministry of Human Resource Development, they work through two departments, that is the Department of School Education and Literacy and Department of Higher Education. So we all know that children have a right to free and compulsory education, and this right, it was brought in the year 2009. So right of children to free and compulsory education, it is also known as Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. So according to Article 21A of the Constitution of India, it's a consequent legislation, that is the right of children to free and compulsory education Act, that is RTE Act 2009. It became operative in the country from 2010. So the RTE Act, it confers the right to elementary education and all children from the age group of 6 to 14 years of age on the basis of equality of opportunity in a formal school which satisfies certain essential norms and standards. All states and union territories, they have notified their state RTE rules. The centrally sponsored scheme of Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, which in short it is called as SSA, it supports states and union territories in their efforts to implement the RTE Act. So its interventions include inter alia, opening of new schools, construction of schools and additional classrooms, construction of toilets, drinking water facilities, provisioning of teachers, in-service training for teachers, supply of free textbook to the children, free uniforms, and support of improving learning achievement levels and many other things. Program interventions. Universal access. That is, we can say that Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan is being implemented from 2001 for universalization of elementary education. So it achieved progress in universal access and equity. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. Next is new schools. So progress in achieving the goals of universal access under SSA, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, has been consistent over the years, and over the years 204,740 primary schools have been sanctioned, along with 1,59,415 upper primary schools have been sanctioned in a radius of 3 kilometers. So the RTE Act, Right to Education Act, it makes a specific provision for a special training for age group appropriate admission for out of school children. Under Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, it has a provision for residential facilities in a sparsely populated or highly and densely forested areas with difficult geographical terrains and in a densely populated urban areas. That is like a hostel facilities for the children. So transportation or escort facilities. So in some schools, schools itself make transportation facilities like arranging a school bus, school van or something like that. So these facilities are available for children in a remote habitation with sparse population or in urban areas where availability of land is a problem, or children belonging to extremely deprived groups or children with special needs. Transportation facilities or escort facilities is available for the children. Next is uniforms. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, it provides 2 sets of uniforms to all girls and SC, ST children and below poverty line children. So Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, it provides 2 sets of uniform to all the girl children and uniforms to SC, ST and those who are under below poverty line. So for all these category groups, SSA is providing uniforms. Bridging gender gaps in elementary education. Girls' education. RTE, that is Right to Education, and SSA, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, it provides a clear thrust and special focus on education for girls and children belonging to disadvantaged groups and weaker sections. Next is Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya. So KGBV, in short it is called as KGBV. KGBV, these are residential upper primary schools for girls from SC, ST, OBC and Muslim communities and also for BPL girls. So KGBV, they are set up in educationally backward blocks where schools are at a great distance, where the schools are in very far distance. There the KGBV is set up. KGBV schools are set up for girls from scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, OBC, Muslim communities as well as for BPL girls. KGBV reach out to adolescent girls who are unable to go to regular school. So in the 10 plus age group who are unable to complete a primary school and younger girls of migratory population in difficult areas of scattered habitations that do not qualify for primary or upper primary schools. So this KGBV, it provides for a minimum reservation of 75% seats for girls from SC, ST, OBC and minorities and 25% to girls from families that live under below poverty line. So this bridging gender gaps in elementary education. So by providing girls a good education, and for that purpose KGBV schools are set up, and removal of gender bias. So most of the states, they have incorporated the gender sensitization in their regular school management committee, that is SMC, school management committee training modules to deal with the issues such as enrollment, retention and completion of education of girls. Digital Gender Atlas for advancing girls' education. Department of School Education and Literacy, it has prepared a digital gender atlas for advancing girls' education in the country on its website. And also a separate girls' toilet is also built. So under SSA, this is built under SSA, the requirement of school infrastructure facilities including toilets, drinking waters, they are worked out by the state, that is based on a need at school or village or block and at district level. All new schools sanctioned under SSA, they are composite schools with facilities for boys and girls. Next, talking about inclusive education, SC, STs and Muslims. So enrollment of scheduled caste children, it has gone from 19.06% in the year 2010-11 to 19.8% in the year 2015-16 at the elementary level, which is more than their share in the population. And the enrollment of ST children, it has marginally gone down, and the enrollment of Muslim children, it has grown up from 12.50% to 13.8% at the elementary level, so which is slightly more when compared to the previous years. So children with special needs, RTE SSA seeks to ensure that every children with special needs, irrespective of their kind, category and degree of disability, it provided a meaningful quality education. Textbooks for children is also given. All children are provided with free textbook up to 8th class. Sub-programs under SSA. So the Padhe Bharat, Bade Bharat, this is a sub-program of SSA from the class 1 and 2. In the class 1 and 2, this is a sub-program, and they are focusing on foundational learning in early grades with an emphasis on reading, writing and comprehension and mathematics. Next comes Rashtriya Avishkar Abhiyan. So this aims to motivate and engage children of the age group 6 to 18 years in the subjects of science, mathematics and technology by observation, experimentation, inference drawing and model building through both inside and outside classroom activities. Next comes Vidyanjali. Vidyanjali, it was launched to enhance community and private sector involvement in government-run elementary schools across the country. The program aims to strengthen the implementation of co-scholastic activities in government schools through the services of volunteers. Next comes Shagun Portal. So this is an initiative to monitor the implementation of SSA, and it was developed by MHRD, that is the Ministry of Housing and Research Development. So it aims to capture and showcase innovation and progress in elementary education sector through continuous monitoring. This Shagun Portal, which has been coined from the words Shala, which means schools, and Gunvata. Gunvata meaning quality. It has been developed with a twin track approach, and it has an online monitoring module to measure state level performance and progress against key educational indicators. So under the RTE Act, teacher training is given and it sees that the availability of teachers is there in each and every school. So after RTE, it is mandatory that only those people who can clear the TET test, that is the teacher eligibility test, they can be appointed as a teachers in the schools. So in-service teacher training is also there to upgrade the skills of teacher. The SSA, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, it provides for an annual in-service training up to 20 days for all the teachers, and the support of 6,000 rupees per teacher per year is provided for 2 years to untrained teachers and already employed for NCTE recognized training program. So apart from this induction training for 30 days, it is given to freshly trained recruits. So 30 days training it is given to freshly trained recruits. Apart from this, the teachers who are working on a regular basis, they are getting a 6,000 per teacher per year, and they will be having a special training for the development of their, to upgrade their skills. They will be having a training of about 20 days. So training to headmasters is also given. So this is to orient the teachers in a managerial skills. The heads of the schools are provided training for 10 days in academic, financial and human resource management. So distance education programs for teachers, that is a capacity building of institutions and personnel at national, state, district and sub-district levels. It is being facilitated with the assistance of IGNOU and other teacher education institutes in different states. So apart from this, academic support system, it gives an academic support structures like a block resource centers and cluster resource centers. They have been set up across the country as resource centers in each block and clusters. So this academic support structure, it is to provide decentralized academic support training and supervision to teachers and schools. So this is about education, how they are building a gender gaps in elementary schools, SSA and RTE Act. So in the next session, we'll continue our discussion on education. See you in the next session. Thank you.